Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm John here with Kaiser on the couch to talk to you about a few things that are going on. I'm sure you were all glued into and wondering how the meetings at the White House were going to turn out with the European leaders and our little friend from the Ukraine who was welcomed back to the White House quite cordially by Donald Trump. And I believe that it was a great meeting that took place, and a lot of good will come of this if no one throws a monkey wrench into the proposed things that were discussed there yesterday. Of course, if you listen to what's going on in the media world today, you may be in for a surprise in several other takes on what took place yesterday, some good, some bad, but most of the mainstream media, that is the propaganda arm of the Democratic Party, does not want anything good coming out of this because it doesn't help their efforts into fooling you into voting for them back into the House of Representatives, as so aptly put by Hakeem Jeffries yesterday on a news channel, that they're going to take back the House. And if they have to bankrupt the country to do it, they will. This is what's coming out of them, and this is what's coming out of their media arm over there at MSDNC and CNN, and several of the other ones, including Fox. Let's not leave Fox out of the fray here because they have a bent and some people on there that are anti-Trump and do not want to see the good come out of any of the things that are happening and taking place for Donald Trump or the American people. They want the seat of power to remain in their purview so they can continue the programs of destruction of the Constitution, as it were. And let's look at the decline and fall of the fake news networks one by one as their viewership goes into the proverbial toilet. They demonstrate that they are a propaganda machine for the left aisle of this broken party that is in the pit of despair and can't find a ladder to climb out of. And this is quite evident to anyone who actually pays attention to what's going on these channels. And if you have to peruse through them as I do every morning, it's almost sickening. I throw up in my mouth 2 or 3 times a day. But let's take a look here at just how declining these networks have fallen into disfavor right here.
Because of fake news like NBC, which reports the news very inaccurately, probably more inaccurately than CNN, if that's possible, MSDNC.
Joy Reid has officially signed off and said goodbye to the Readout family. Following the sudden cancellation of MSNBC's The Readout, the longtime host bid her final farewell February 24th.
My show had value, and that what I was doing had value.
Hush up, boy.
And bad news for MSNBC. Their ratings were already low, but they have plummeted even further. In the crucial 25 to 54 age demographic, MSNBC has seen its ratings plunge 41% during prime time and 34% across the total broadcast day.
You're not going anywhere, are you?
Well, here's the thing. This is day 52. I thought it was day 92. It turns out it's day 52, Rachel, and I'm exhausted at day 52. And so I'm going to take next week off. And I'm telling you that now because I know you don't like it when I just drift away. And
What a bunch of losers.
All right, we have breaking news as it pertains to our network. This morning, a new name for the network by the end of the year. We will become MS Now, which stands for My Source for News, Opinion, and the World. And look, Andrew, they even have a graphic up. I like it.
There it is.
Actually,
The new logo.
It looks very sporty.
Looks fine to me.
As we go to Versant, we're going to be moving in this direction. MS Now, which I got to say, I got a call yesterday afternoon, and they're saying, "We hope you're okay." We're going. I was like, "What do you mean? Like this shows we're independent."
You never were.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
There is a cost to us as a news organization to knowingly broadcast untrue things.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
The truth is, I've always thought about this network and CNBC and USA and actually all of those assets as insurgent networks.
Right.
This is an insurgent network. And I love the idea, to be honest with you. You can take out your salt shaker or whatever you want to do and say, take it with a grain of salt. But I like this because I think it actually does have this sort of independence and actually gets away in some ways from even the idea of legacy media.
And I think this actually helps us do that.
The media landscape has been changing a lot over the last decade or so, but it's been really accelerated in the last few years in this particular moment. So it does seem an ideal time to rebrand, an ideal time to embrace a new identity, to, as you said, to be an insurgent network. So it does seem an ideal time to rebrand, an ideal time to embrace a new identity. To embrace a new identity.
6 hours later.
I mean, let me just point out what happened just today. Trump tweets, "I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots and also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines." Well, those voting machines prevailed today, at least one of those companies, Dominion, against Newsmax, winning millions of dollars to settle the lies told about Dominion voting systems, at least. I mean, what is this obsession and delusion at this point about, Claire, and where is it heading?
It's just fascinating to me because I think Putin did this.
No! No! Well, Gumby Head there and the rest of them want to see a change in name, and they think that's going to erase all of the propaganda and lies that they have been caught in over the years. But that may happen, maybe not. It depends on how weak-minded some of the constituents that follow those networks are. But it looks like their numbers are dismal. Name change or not, they're going to have to make other changes. And I'm afraid, and I think some of these people are afraid, that it's going to be in personnel where the changes are made, and that's not favorable to some of them. But there's laughter in the White House yesterday among all of the important meetings that were taking place when the news gaggle came in to ask their questions. And my hat's off, actually, to Peter Doocy, because he's probably one of the most straightforward of all of those people in there. But one of the other reporters got on to Zelensky about his attire. And you hear me say all the time, the dirty sweatshirt shows up when he's asking for money here or talking to our Congress or Senate on the floor in a sweatshirt. When he can go out asking for money to the European leaders, he wears a suit and tie sometimes. But he got halfway there this time and was called out on it about his appearance the last time. And a few chuckles were had throughout that room in the Oval Office, and it was quite fun to watch. Take a look here.
President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks good.
I said to the one that attacked you last time. See, now he's in. I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
Maybe yours is much better.
So we can laugh about it. Even Zelensky laughed about it. But then again, he's a comedian, so he finds a lot of things funny that in some cases people around the world don't find so amusing. But there it is. And speaking of Gumby Head earlier, morning jackass there, it looks like that maybe someone has gotten to him and reasoned with him to look at the proper side of some of the news that he's reporting instead of making it up or lying about it or shading it one way or another. This was a big flip for this guy. So let's take a look at Gumby Head here.
By the way, let's underline two things here. Just again, to set expectations, to be realistic. Even during the Biden administration, every Biden official, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, says they're going to have to give a plan. They're not going to like giving a plan, but they're going to have to give a plan. Number one.
Goddamn right.
Number two, they're not going to become members of NATO. There may have been people writing articles in the Wall Street Journal or elsewhere saying they have to be members of NATO, but you go around to every European leader, that was never going to happen.
That is correct.
But there was an idea of a quasi-NATO type guarantee, and they need that guarantee. And if they get that guarantee, if they have the guarantee that Putin's not going to reload and then come back in, that would be considered, I think, at the end, a win for Ukraine.
I can't believe that he actually said something that was truthful and along the lines of being reality rather than fantasy land or a make-believe, made-up story of how things really go. But that's Morning Jackass, Morning Joe. That network is in some serious trouble. They can do a name change if they want, but I don't think it's going to make that programming much better than it has been in the past, because you have the same players with the same intent, and that is not a good situation for us, the public, who have to ingest and buy off on what their opinions. They're going to change it to an opinion network. Finally, they're going to tell the truth that they are not a news network. They're an opinion-generated network. And that's how it should be billed. But that'll bring us into what does it all mean one more time. And I know you all like this segment. So let's just take a walk and see what it all means.
Black people in D.C., get your and take care of them police officers like they should have been taken care of 50 years ago.
chose one.
I fucking hate it here. What the fuck? Why do you need to bring a gun to the grocery store? What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Why didn't you have Kamala on during the last campaign? You think we don't ask? We ask these people every week. They say no. And these are people, all people I voted for. Think about that. They're afraid to come on the show of a guy who voted for them.
You have chosen wisely.
Well, we've gotten a few chuckles there, I'm sure, and that'll bring us into the last thing we're going to talk about is our failed run for president, Kamala Harris, is making the rounds at certain luncheons and appearing here and there to spread what she believes is enlightening words to make people think that if she runs again that she could garner their vote. So let's take a visit to the word salad lunch, which Kamala appeared at yesterday, I believe it is. And it is more of the usual with her, and we're not sure how many vodkas she had before this luncheon, but that glass in front of her looked a little empty to me. Let's take a look at a luncheon to die for. Well, that'll bring us a few chuckles and a few laughs, and it's almost sad that she's running around meeting with these small groups to try and garner some sort of semblance of a reason to run again for either president or I don't know what she's planning. No one does. I don't think that she does. But anyway, that'll bring us right here to our favorite exit on the highway, the exit into Stupid Town. Let's take a look and take this exit.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
So I was supposed to go to the dentist tomorrow, but they just texted me and they said that my insurance doesn't work, which I have Medicaid, it should work. And they said it says terminated on 7/31. And I'm like, what the heck? So I log in and see that they sent me a letter on the 18th saying that my benefits were going to end on the 31st because they decided I make too much money. I'm on unemployment. I have one source of income, which is like $570 a week. And that's too much money for Medicaid. What on earth?
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
People don't want to hear about these stupid ideas that they have.
Did you hear the stuff they're saying about Gene Wu, by the way, talking about Asians, like how he's connected to the Chinese Communist Party? The racism, they're not doing a great job of keeping it, keeping the lid on that pot.
Well, me so sorry. No, I mean, honestly, when Trump came in the first time, they started to lift the hoods. Once Trump got in a second time, they decided the hoods were off.
We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House.
I'm perfectly fine with it because I want to know where you stand. I want to know that you're a despicable human being because then I know how to deal with you.
I think you're okay with you okay with punching.
And it is one reason that it is so difficult for minorities to even try to listen to Republicans because they consistently coddle people like neo-Nazis.
And the coddling is for the white boys. I am tired of the white tears.
Jasmine, the people of Dallas deserve better than a fake ghetto hood rat. Do they know you're a rich kid from Missouri? Do they know you're a spoiled rich kid from Missouri? Do they know? Don't touch me. No, ma'am. Don't touch me. Get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here.
Wasn't that a good moment?
Last week's cold turns out to have been COVID, and Donald Trump is still president. It's like a dream, a bad dream you can't wake up from. But I don't want to talk about that bad dream this week. I want to talk about a truly inspirational public figure named Taylor Swift.
What?
That's right. I'm in a family's Swiftie group chat. I know all her music, and I listen to it in my headphones when I cut the grass. At every stage of her career, she's shown a certain way of being that resonated with my kids and also felt right to me as a parent. I don't want us to become like Trump and his followers. In particular, there's a stunning coarseness and ugliness in the Republican Party.
It's so nice. It makes me feel so good.
Which is what makes me think about Taylor Swift. She's made clear that she sees Donald Trump for what he is.
I am your retribution.
We can't stop people from being jerks.
Did you ever hear of Trump derangement syndrome? He's got it.
Last year, she urged Americans not to make the serious mistake of electing him.
She's a nasty woman.
While our elderly makeup-covered president is posting about whether Taylor Swift is still hot and declaring that he can't stand her. What's she doing? Living her best life.
She's a really nasty woman.
Thank you, Taylor Swift. Keep the faith.
TDS, do you know what that is? It's a horrible, horrible terminal disease. It destroys the mind before the body, but the body eventually goes.
Well, that's our visit to Stupid Town today. I hope you all got a few amusing chuckles out of that. I did. And we're going to say it is Taco Tuesday. So if you're so inclined, have a margarita and a taco or a burrito and enjoy this day. I believe that the weather is a little warm here for the rest of this week. We'll be in the high 80s most of the time. I'm not sure what the weather is by you, but I think we dodged all the fear of the hurricanes that were going to come and get us all. And there you go on the NBC Weather Channel. Their frightening foretelling of massive hurricanes striking us has gone to sea. As the European models indicated, it was not a threat to the Carolinas or anywhere in the south of this country that we needed to worry about. There is tropical storms brewing. They'll whip those up into a hurricane for the rest of this week because NBC, ABC, and CBS, a main, protocol is to keep you in fear of something. This government, on the left side of the government, would like you to remain in fear of everything, especially Donald J. Trump, which there is no reason to fear a man that will bring peace and prosperity back to this country and other countries around the world. Our prayers were heard yesterday. In my heart of heart, I believe that God had a hand in the negotiations yesterday. There is no concrete end to anything yet, but they are listening for a change rather than fighting back. And I believe that it is the advent of something happening that will be totally positive for everyone in this world, and God is watching us all. So all God's children need to get together and pray every day that they are influenced by the Holy Spirit to understand what needs to be done to bring peace and prosperity back to the world. Pray every day for our leaders, wherever they may be or whoever they may be, that they make the proper decisions to benefit not only us here in the United States, but all of God's children across the world. And with that, we're going to tell you, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for some more commentary and a look-see at some of the things that are spinning about us that may worry you. But you should never be worried. God is with us all. Bye-bye now, and God bless you all.